Well, let's bring you up to speed with the latest news headlines we have. And our first story, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has described as unacceptable recent spate of armed robberies in Ghana, vowing to deal with them effectively. The capital, Accra, and other parts of the country have experienced an upsurge recently in armed robbery activities, resulting in loss of lives and property. The situation has left many in a state of insecurity. And addressing a parade of security forces and school children to mark Ghana's 61st of independence from colonial rule, President Akufo-Addo said the development calls for serious retooling of the security agencies with the requisite logistics, training, and required manpower to defeat the armed robbers. Well, Elton Brobe now brings us this report.
Ghana, 61 years today, declared independence from colonial rule, ending years of British authority. Today at the Black Star Square, a parade made up of 59 officers, 1,134 security forces, and 768 students marched to uphold Ghana's sovereignty. Market women from Makola and other interest groups also added color to the event. But recent armed robbery activities will not escape the attention of President Akufo-Addo. For him, the upsurge, if not dealt with, will erode Ghana's reputation as the most peaceful country in the sub-region.
As your president, this is an obligation I accept, and I am determined to discharge faithfully. The recent spate of armed robberies is totally unacceptable. I will work to ensure the citizens are able to go about their daily duties in the confidence that they are safe. No miscreant will have the space to terrorize citizens and generate a sense of insecurity in our country.
Corruption also featured prominently in the president's address. He hinted of prosecution with the swearing in of the special prosecutor, warning persons who have held public office should be ready to account for their stewardship.
With the office of the special prosecutor now in place, we can expect more prosecutions for corruption in the public in the coming months. And public officials, past and present, should be on notice that they will be held accountable for their stewardship of our public finances.
The Ghana 61st independence anniversary is under the theme Ghana Beyond Aid, a mantra championed by President Akufo-Addo since assuming office a year ago. Nana Akufo-Addo called for a paradigm shift in the way things are done in the country, outlining several economic interventions his government will implement to improve the living conditions of Ghanaians and create jobs. He indicated leveraging the country's bauxite deposit as a plan to reduce the debt stock of the country.
On the world market, bauxite in its raw form is worth about 42 United States dollars per metric ton. Processing it just one stage further into alumina oxide will fetch twice that amount. Refining the alumina oxide into alumina will increase the value by 7 times, and smelted aluminium fetches 100-fold what it gets in the raw state. It is for this reason work on the law establishing an integrated Bauxite and Aluminum Development Authority is far advanced and will be submitted to Parliament very shortly.
Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari, who was special guest at the event, applauded President Akufo-Addo's role in fighting corruption and pledged his support.
My tribute to you and the people of Ghana will not be complete without acknowledging your efforts at tackling corruption, which has eaten into the fabric of our societies. I congratulate both the government and the Parliament for the quick passage of the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act and its signing into law. Your Excellency can be assured that you have a good partner in me as I look forward to any form of collaboration between Nigeria and Ghana in tackling the menace of endemic corruption.
And the president also said the Right to Information Bill will be laid before Parliament again and passed before the end of the current sitting. And the bill was first introduced to the House about a decade ago, but it's never been approved since. Speaking at the 61st Independence Day celebration, the president noted the bill will be crucial in government's fight against corruption.
There is, however, one piece of the anti-corruption framework that is yet to be put in place: the Right to Information Bill. It would increase transparency and add another critical weapon to the armory in the fight against corruption. After many years of hesitation, we intend to bring a bill again to Parliament and work to get it passed into law before the end of this meeting of Parliament.
Ghana faces threat of insecurity due to the high number of robbery cases so far recorded, and government has roped in the Ghana Armed Forces to collaborate with the Ghana Police Service and other security agencies to ensure security and safety of Ghanaians with the introduction of Operation Come Live. The operation has armed military personnel patrolling the streets of the capital day and night and other cities to complement the effort of the Ghana Police Service in combating crime. Speaking to JoyNews, Jacqueline Johnson-Quay, the Director of Public Affairs of the Ghana Armed Forces, Colonel Eric Agrikwashi, explained the long-lasting military police joint operations only seek to protect the interests of Ghanaians. He also assured the public of the Ghana Armed Forces preparedness for the annual open day slated for March 7.
We have always been working together with the police. Most of our operational activities that is geared towards internal security is done in conjunction with the police. Come Life has been there for a very long time, started in the 90s, and we've been doing it together with the police. Vanguard, we are doing it together with the police, and so military-police collaboration is not a new thing. It's always there, except that depending on the situation, this activity is scaled up or is scaled down. So with this current spate of robberies here and there, you might see more military presence. Not because of the situation or not because the police are not working, but except that this time you might see more of the military people because we will be increasing our numbers. But our operations have always to support the police to work. All units are in readiness to receive the numerous patrons or visitors who will come to their respective locations. You just saw what my office is doing. What we do, we facilitate this whole program and also provide photo exhibition. And so we are mounting our pictures, and the units, everybody is getting ready to receive the number of people who come. And we started this since 2001, and we've always have increased number of visitors, except that most of them are children. And so roughly we know how many to expect. We get over 3,000 people coming almost every year, and so we prepare. What I want to tell the public is that if not been to any military installation before, take this as an opportunity to visit a military installation closer to you. And for schools that have been wishing to visit military installations, I think this is a fine opportunity. You don't need any special letter written to us for you to be granted permission. You have an open day, take advantage and visit any military installation of your choice, and then you'll be taken around and also given some treatments that you always remember.
Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, David Asantia-Pietu, has been defending his recent reshuffle of some 11 senior police officers. He said the reshuffle is meant to bring in fresh ideas and also stem the current wave of armed robberies in Accra and other places. While speaking on the sidelines of the 61st Independence Anniversary celebrations, he promised that the country would see many arrests be made soon.
We are up to the test, and over the days you will see our response to some of these things. Reshuffling is the normal thing in the police service. And whoever thinks that reshuffling is not going to help it, perhaps knew something differently. Definitely, we bring new people with innovations and other things. So it's not like somebody is being victimized. It is a normal changes within the police service. We bring new ideas over time.
Well, in other ways, government also must explain what Ghana Beyond Aid mantra means so the citizenry could be taken along in achieving that agenda. And that's according to the founder of the Center for Freedom and Accuracy, Andrew Awodi. President Akufo-Addo Akufo-Addo, at the 61st Independence Day anniversary, reiterated his commitment to build the country beyond aid. But speaking on JoyNews Current Affairs show, PM Express, Mr. Andrew Awodi said explaining the mantra would help a great deal for citizens to buy into government's agenda.
I've heard the president talk about Ghana Beyond Aid. What I'm not too sure about is it a project or it's a slogan? I don't know what it is yet. If it is Ghana Beyond Aid, is it a project? If it's a project, then it means we will have a time action plan to the project. Then we know that perhaps it's going to take us 20 years, 30 years, 50 years to achieve Ghana Beyond Aid. Or is it a proclamation? Is it a statement that we are making that we're beginning to see Ghana Beyond Aid, and then we are beginning to envision what it will look like to be on our own without any aid? Is that what we're talking about? Or is this just a slogan? I don't know what it is. I've heard it several times, but to be honest with you, I don't know exactly what it is. If it's a project, then we all need to be brought into the project so we can own the project. We can work together towards Ghana Beyond Aid. That project should be clearly spelled out. What are the steps? Step 1, step 2, step 3. Who are going to be involved? How relevant will Mr. Awuni be to this project? And what role am I going to play? What role are you going to play? What role would the media play? What role would the parliament play? What role would the farmers play? So we know that we are working towards something, and then we have a time limit by which we can say, well, this is where we expect to be. If that's the project, good, but then we need to be told. If it's a slogan, okay, I think it's a nice catchphrase. But if it's also, a dream, that dream is not new. That's precisely what Osagyefo talked about. And every other president has talked about the need for us to divorce ourselves from the kind of things that we are currently going through. So we need to be told exactly what this whole thing is about.
Well, so just going beyond that veil, we also decided to go onto the street, and Solomon Jojo Kobina has been speaking to politicians and members of the public on what Ghana Beyond Aid means to them.
There is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that, after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs.
In spite of huge natural resources, Ghana still heavily relies on donor support to stay afloat. Perhaps the theme Ghana Beyond Aid is a good reminder and a good call on the country to be truly independent in all fronts.
The change in our fortunes will only happen when our economy improves. Since I became president, I've been advocating for a Ghana, indeed an Africa Beyond Aid, and I'm keen to have the support of all of us in this enterprise. Nobody needs to spell it out to us that the economic transformation we desire will not come through aid.
To the chairman of the People's National Convention, Bernard Mona, Ghana Beyond Aid is a great call, but needs strong policy to achieve that goal.
I see it more of a slogan, more of a rhetoric than any attempt to actualize it. There are no policies that have been rolled up for actualization. what is it to talk about when you say Ghana beyond aid? What are we doing as a people? What things is the president expecting citizens to do? In the absence of any framework, the talk of it is not sufficient to drive the agenda for Ghana beyond aid. It is a good slogan, it makes good sound bites, but in all honesty, there is no policy roll-up to support the statements that the president is making.
What about the thousands of Ghanaians who thronged the Black Star Square and listened to the president? What does Ghana Beyond Aid mean to them?
Ghana Beyond Aid. I know I said Ghana Beyond Aid no kind. I said
I see, you know, Ghana Beyond Aid, I think they are now see changes of the Ghana. They have made Ghana right now, we are moving the highest forward. Now that we are seeing different things, because the way the president is doing.
Different things like what?
Okay, we see how the president is doing it because of fair shares and new things. I've seen Ghana has changed a lot of things, cleanliness and others.
Is that what is Ghana Beyond Aid?
Okay, as for the Ghana Beyond Aid, as for me, and my understanding is they have made a new different jobs and other different ones. So I can see they are now getting to the Ghana Beyond Aid.
So Ghana Beyond Aid, how do you understand it?
I don't get any idea for it. Sorry, I don't get any idea for it.
You don't get any idea? Yeah. What about you? Ghana Beyond Aid. How do you Ghana Beyond Aid.
Ghana Beyond Aid.
Yes.
Actually, I don't understand that statement.
Akufo-Addo of the Ghana Freedom Party said although she carefully listened to the president, she did not understand what the president meant by Ghana Beyond Aid. If ordinary Ghanaians expected to work hard to support the country's vision don't get the message, then government communicators should perhaps find better ways of breaking it down.
We should make it honest.
And headquarters, also known as Kayaye in Kumasi, are reminding government of its promise to help them undergo vocational training. And it comes after last year's fulfillment of a promise to abolish daily levies imposed on them by local assemblies. Love News interacted with the headquarters at the Independence Day celebrations in Kumasi.
Traders joined headquarters who were at the parade last year for today's event amid cheers and applause from the crowd. Yao Sifa is leader of the group. Mr. Sifa says the willingness of members to move from the central market for the second phase of the Kijitia market project is proof of their commitment.
Yes, several meetings, by July ending.
We heard by July ending, the first phase of the Kijitia redevelopment project will be done. We want to tell government we are ready to move. Though the headquarters were happy about the removal of levies, they entreated the government to fulfill its promise of building shelter for them. Hajia Zongo Pania is national president of the headquarters. The headquarters are in need of shelter and employment. We hope government can do that before 2019 so we can campaign massively for him.
This is the commemoration of our 61st Independence Day anniversary.
Meanwhile, the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council and Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly jointly marked the occasion with support from the traditional authority. Security services and students of some private and public schools, including the Duako Community Special School, took part in the march past. Reporting for Joy News, Kwesi Deborah.
Great reports there, but that'll be for the news. Just in case you also want to contribute to the discussion about 61 years of Ghana's independence and whether it's irrelevant or not, or even you want to have your own say about what the president said during the Independence Anniversary Parade or celebrations here in Accra, please let us know. Join News on TV, our page on Facebook. My Joy Online TV is our regular channel on YouTube where you can always watch us. And we have a Twitter handle as well, at Joy News on TV. I'll be joining my review after the breakup. And then we'll do a review of the newspapers. Do stay on. We'll be right back.